I know, I'm not telling you anything you don't know already. The 70s were an amazing time for television. By the time we were halfway through the decade, the big three networks, CBS, NBC, and ABC, well, they were clicking on all cylinders. When I take a look back at the top TV shows based on the Nielsen rating system, I can't find a bad program on the list, especially when I focus on the top 10 TV shows for 75. So without any further delay, let's take a trip back in time and see what the most popular shows in the US were that year. And I bet when we're done, you'll agree with me that these programs were some of the best ever. Coming in at the number 10 spot is One Day at a Time. That show starred Bonnie Franklin, Mackenzie Phillips, Pat Harrington, and of course, the cute as a button Valerie Bertinelli. Now, I know there are those that are going to disagree with me, but I think this show was one of Norman Lear's best. I say that because I felt like the show still tackled some pretty topical issues, but it didn't seem as heavy-handed as some of his other shows. And it did seem like I laughed more when I was watching this program. In the number 9 spot, we have Happy Days. Oh, I loved this show when it debuted during the mid-70s on ABC. You know, for me, although this was a nostalgic slice of life from the 50s, that really wasn't the appeal. As a kid, I just really enjoyed watching the adventures of Richie, Ralph, and Potsy, and of course, the Fonz. And you know what? I'm not ashamed to admit it. There was a point when I had a bit of a crush on Aaron Moran. In the number 8 spot, we have The $6 Million Man, and it was during the 1975-76 TV season when Bigfoot made his debut on this wonderful show that starred Lee Majors as Colonel Steve Austin, a man barely alive who was rebuilt using bionic parts to the tune of $6 million. You know, that first appearance of Bigfoot during the 75 TV season, the guy behind all that fur was wrestler Andre the Giant. Later appearances would be done by veteran actor Ted Cassidy. You may know him better as Lurch from The Addams Family. In the number 7 spot, we have the first of what turned out to be many spin-offs from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. This one titled Rhoda, starring Valerie Harper. It also starred David Grohl as Rhoda's husband. You know, I really enjoyed the first season or so of this show, but I've got to say, as time went on, I watched it less and less. But there were lots of fans of this show, and who can deny the talent, the charm, the charisma, the appeal of Valerie Harper? She just was such a wonderful actress. In the number 6 spot, we have Sanford and Son, NBC's answer to All in the Family. Also produced by Norman Lear, this show was based on a British sitcom called Steptoe and Son and starred Red Fox as Fred Sanford, a cantankerous junk dealer who ran his shop along with his conscientious and peacemaking son Lamont, played by DeMond Wilson. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I love Aunt Esther, who was played by Fox's dear friend, comedian LaWanda Page. In the 5th position, we have another Mary Tyler Moore Show spin-off, Phyllis, starring one of Hollywood's most versatile actresses, Cloris Leachman. You know, I don't know if a lot of folks realize this, but Phyllis only ran for 2 seasons on CBS. It was a big hit, like I said, number 5 in the ratings during its first season, but that second season was tough. There were a lot of things that happened on set, including the deaths of a couple cast members, but it fell all the way to the 40th spot during the second season. Powering her way to being the 4th most watched show during the 75 TV season is actress Lindsay Wagner as Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman. You know, I really loved this show. It was the perfect complement to the $6 Million Man, and like I said, Lindsay was awesome in this show. Now, I don't know if many folks remember this, but this show started out on ABC and then ended its run on NBC. Yeah, the network jettisoned the program along with Wonder Woman, which they sent to CBS during its final year because of sagging ratings. The third most popular show during the 1975 television season in the United States was Maude. This extremely popular show was perhaps one of the most controversial as well. You know, I've said it before. I started this list with One Day at a Time, but this is another Norman Lear show, and he loved to tackle the tough topics of the day. And Maude, well, it probably was the most brave when it came to those heavy issues and covering them fearlessly, not worrying how television viewers would respond. And this was the number 2 TV show during the 75 TV season. You know, these two ladies made me laugh like nobody else. Aside from being very funny, I would describe them both as plucky, silly, and loyal to each other to a fault, because they were the best of friends. If Laverne DeFazio and Shirley Feeney, as portrayed by Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams, were a true class act. This may have been my favorite TV show during the 1975 TV season, but it wasn't America's, so here's America's number 1 pick. Once again, All in the Family was the number 1 rated television show during the 1975-76 TV season. This program just had such enduring appeal. A lot of that had to do with the cast. Everybody was great in this show, and I've already mentioned how much I enjoyed Carroll O'Connor. He made me like Archie Bunker, even though that man had so many darn shortcomings. All in all, that show would run for 9 seasons on CBS before transitioning into another hit program, Archie Bunker's Place. You know, I feel like I have to mention Rich Man, Poor Man. This miniseries was such a big hit for ABC during the 75 TV season. But it wasn't an actual TV series, so I'm giving it a bit of an honorable mention here. So folks, what was your favorite TV show during the 75 season? Let me know in the comments section, and of course if you like this video, like and subscribe. And here's another video that I think you might enjoy watching if you enjoyed this one. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.